Hi guys, this is Fabiana from Creative Swimwear, and today I'm gonna be teaching you how to make this beautiful bikini with flowers for kids. I'm gonna be teaching you this size I'm making. It's for 6 to 8 years old. Okay, but I'll be teaching you on the way how to make for 10 to 12 or 4 and below. Okay, it doesn't change much on the piece. And so if you like my videos and if you like making bikinis and crochet, subscribe to my channel and also put a like on this video and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about my tutorials. It's very important for me to know what you think about these videos and how easy it's been for you to make each of my bikinis that I'm teaching here. Okay, so to make this set, it's a bottom and the top we made before, so that's how they go together. Okay, I obviously use less flowers here, so I have less colors. Okay, but the total we're gonna use for yarn is around 100 grams, not much more than that. Okay, but because we have so many colors, we will need all these colors. If you wanna use only 3, you can probably mix and match them together here on the top, so you don't need to buy that many rows of yarn. Okay, and so the yarn I'm using for this bikini is the fixation, cascade fixation yarn. You can probably use normal 4-ply 100% cotton yarn, the one you can buy. I put on the description below. Actually, you can buy in any shop. It's just 4-ply 100% cotton. Yeah, that's the yarn I'm using. I'm gonna be using 100 grams of this yarn, so 50 each piece, but because we have all these flowers, we will need all these colors, so these are the colors. Okay, I'm gonna put it here so you can see. It's a light pink and a light turquoise, light yellow, and a pink color. Okay, this is the one we're gonna use the most, so we'll probably use a full row of it, which is 50 grams. Okay, all the rest just one flower really. And so the hooks I'm using they are the tulip hooks, 2.1 millimeter hooks, and then I'm gonna be using the lining. You only need 50 centimeters of lycra or polyamide lining if you're gonna use skin color lining. Okay, I use the pink, but you can use skin color, would be alright as well. So you need around 50 centimeters of lycra or polyamide lining, which is the same that people use for swimwear, because we need this to stretch. Okay, so it's gonna be actually exactly like a bikini. As you can see, it's really stretchy. So, and this is because we don't want this to come out of your body when you're swimming. Okay, so let's start this project. To start this bikini, I made these 3 flowers, and I recommend you to watch the tutorial for the top first, because that's where I teach you how to make the flowers. Okay, here I already made them, and these flowers I'm gonna use to start my bottom part of this bikini. And so I'm starting on this corner here, because to make the bikini I'm gonna go this way after, so I'm starting on this corner here. Okay, so when I finish, I'm back here on this corner and ready to start coming down this way to make the rest of the bikini. So I'm going to put my hook through the middle of this corner petal there, okay, right here. And then I'm going to work with this pink like I had worked on the top before, and just pull it. So inside this loop I'm going to work my first chain here, okay, and then in between each petal I'm going to have 4 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again in that middle stitch right there, I'm going to make a single crochet, and again 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, that stitch right in the middle, another single crochet, and then here when I have 2 petals together, I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 double crochet right there in the where you connect both of them, or you join both flowers. I'm going to make a double crochet right there, and then 4 more chains. Then here, like I had before, right in the middle, in this middle stitch here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 double crochet where you join both flowers before, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and again in this top stitch here right in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, right in the middle stitch there. And so I'm making it a bit more like square to start making the rest of the bikini this way. Okay, so finish, go all the way around until you are back here where we started, and then we are going to make the second row of this work. Here I'm going to finish this row with single crochet in that same stitch where I started, and then I'm going to make 2 chains, and I'm going to start working on top of the chains I had before with double crochets. So I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, the same number of chains I had before, but now I'm making double crochets, and 1 double crochet here where I had that single crochet, and then here, see there are corners here. In these corners I want to make 1, 2 double crochets and 1, 2 chains, to turn here, and 1, 2 double crochets. Okay, so this is gonna be my corner, and then 1 double crochet here in that single crochet. Okay, so this is gonna be one of my corners, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then 1 in that double crochet from before. So you're gonna basically gonna have 1 double crochet in each chain from before, and on the corners you're gonna have two double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets to make the corners that we need for the bikini to have the right shape. So what I'm doing here is just really a double crochet row. So one double crochet in each stitch from before. Okay, and now I'm on this corner again, so I'm going to make one double crochet, two double crochets, two chains, and two more double crochets in that same corner, and then one double crochet in this next single crochet here, and then 4 in between, and then I'm gonna have another corner again. So 4 here, 5 with this one here, and then my corner again. 1, 2 double crochets, 1, 2 chains, and 2 more double crochets. Okay, so repeat this all the way to the other end there. Okay, here as you can see, we are starting to form a square, and that's what we want to have on the top of our bikini. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way here and then make that corner again, and then finish this row to go to the next row. Finish this row in this corner here, and I made my last 2 double crochets there, and now I'm going to join it all with a slip stitch. Okay, and then to come back to this corner, because now we wanna work start coming down this way, I'm going to turn my work and make a few 1 slip knot, 2 slip knots, and a last double single crochet here. Okay, single crochet on top of these chains we had before, and now I'm going to start working my next row here, and I'm gonna work just on the bottom part of this crochet rectangle that I have here. So I'm gonna start coming this way. Okay, so after that single crochet I made right on top of that 2 chains I had in that corner, I'm going to make 2 chains to start working this row here. So 2 chains, and then I'm going to always be decreasing 1 stitch on each side to start making this shape here that I want. And so I'm going to make 2 double crochets together in these next 2 stitches here. So 1 half double crochet, another half double crochet, and then pull the yarn through all 3 of them together. So I'm going to have 1, the 2 chains always count as 1 stitch, and another one here, and then I'm going to double crochet across all the way to the other side, where I'm going to make 2 double crochets together again to decrease on the other side as well, because with crochet bikinis, every time you decrease in one side, you have to decrease on the other side as well to make the both sides even. And so here I'm gonna finish this row with 2 double crochets together again, like I had on the beginning there on the other side, and then one last double crochet here where I had my 2 chains in this corner here. And then I'm going to make 2 chains to go to the next row, and here I'm going to repeat the same thing again. So we make 2 double crochets together here, we make double crochets across, and 2 double crochets together at the end as well. So you're gonna repeat this until you have only 10 double crochets left. Okay, so keep repeating this until you have 10 double crochets left after, you know, decreasing all the stitches. Okay, and then we'll be making a few rows with only 10 double crochets, which is gonna be in between the legs. Okay, and then we're gonna start increasing again, but I'm gonna explain you guys how to do it and how many rows do we need to do to finish this bikini as well. Okay, so just decrease 2 stitches every row, 1 each side, until you have 10 double crochets left, only counting with these 2 chains on the beginning. So 9 double crochets plus these 2 chains here. So I'll be doing that here, and when I have 10 double crochets left, I'm gonna explain you how to finish, how many rows you have to make, and also how to increase and finish this crochet bottom. So here I made 9 rows, and now I have 10 double crochets left, and so I'm going to make 10 double crochets rows until I get to what I need. So because I made a few bikinis, lycra bikinis before for kids, I have a few molds here, and so as you can see here, I use that for lycra, but now I'm just gonna use this as a guide to know for how long I have to go. I'm thinking about 14 rows more of 10 double crochets, or maybe 10, but I'll let you know as soon as I do. So now we'll be making 10 double crochets rows, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and just repeating them. Okay, so I'm gonna make my 10 double crochets rows here, and then at the end I'll let you know how many rows I have. Okay, so you don't need to increase or decrease or anything, you just keep repeating your 10 double crochets. Okay, and I'll do that too, and then I'll let you know how many you are going to need before you start increasing again to make the back of this bikini. I ended up making 20 rows all the way, so 2 counting from here. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 rows. Okay, the last few ones with only 10 stitches. Okay, and now I'm going to start working my way back here, and I want this a little wider than the front part, okay, just to cover more. So I want around here somewhere. So what I'm going to do on this first row is I'm going to make 2 chains to turn, okay, and then here I'm going to make another double crochet in this first double crochet to increase 1, and then another double crochet on the next double crochet there, and another double crochet in this same double crochet here. So I'm going to be increasing 2 double crochets on each side. So, because I want a bigger coverage for girls, so here on this second double crochet just before I finish, I'm going to make 1 more, and on this last double crochet just before the chains I'm going to make 2 double crochets again, and another double crochet in my first 2 chains there, okay, and then 2 chains, and turn my work to make this second row. So now I'm only gonna increase 2 double crochets in this first row, so I get the start of my bigger coverage, but now I don't need to increase that many anymore. Okay, so I'll be increasing 1 each side from now on. So just make your 2 chains and make another double crochet in that last double crochet, and then 1 double crochet, each double crochet across all the way to the end, and then at the end you're gonna increase 1 again. So we won't have the flowers on the back of this bikini, only on the front part of it. So here on the back we'll be working only double crochets all the way to the top, okay? And so increase 1 more here at the end. So I'm going to make 2 double crochets in this double crochet just before the chains, okay? And then I'm going to keep repeating that all the way. So I'm gonna fold like this, okay, sort of how long I need my crochet to be, and then from here I can even count how many more rows I need from here, okay? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 here, and then 14 here, 15. So I'm gonna be making more 15 rows all the way from where I am now to the end here, okay? And that should be long enough for a girl, okay? We're making from 6 to 8 years old. So here, okay, I ended up increasing all the way until I got to 40 double crochets, okay, because I thought that more than 40 would be too big for a kid. So I increased until I had 40 stitches, which is here, and then I just went straight up, not increasing nothing, okay? So I made 3 rows without increasing any stitch here at the end. So all the way from here, this first row here to this last row here, I have 37 rows, okay, and 40 stitches at the end. Okay, and so if you're making for for a girl over 10 years old, what I would do is I would increase a few more rows here, okay, in the middle, because the height it's what's gonna change from like younger kids to older kids. So I'll make around 2-3 more, like 2 more for 10 years old and 4 more for 12 years old, if you want to do that. All the rest would really keep the same, because all you really need, you don't need a much bigger bikini. Even for a woman, if you want to make this for an adult, you would make probably like, I normally do the same size, similar size. The only difference is I have more length here in this part in between the legs, because you need a longer piece. Okay, so 37 rows all the way from here to here, 40 stitches here at the end, 40 double crochets. And now to make the sides, I'm gonna just keep making it from here. So I'm going to work 40 chains to the side, and then I'm going to join here. Okay, so work there your 40 chains and join with this side here, but then I'm gonna show you how to join. You're gonna join with a single crochet there. Okay, so let's do our 40 stitches here and then join it together on the other side. Here 40 chains, and then make sure it's not twisted before you join with the other side, which I'm gonna join this way. So looking at the right side of your crochet, okay, you're gonna join like this, untwist this if it's twisted, then I'm gonna join here with a single crochet like this, right on that corner where we had the 2 chains. Okay, so after joining here, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna pull it a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to start working underneath here and all the way around the leg first. I'm gonna grab my roll of elastic. I'm using in this case 3mm elastic, but you can use 5 as well, 5mm. And I'm going to fold it to see how much I need. So here's the full size, from here all the way to here, and then I need the elastic to be a little bit smaller. Okay, so what I do is I put here and all the way around here, and as you can see, it is a bit smaller because I want this to stretch and hold on the body. So I think this is perfect. Okay, right there, and then we cut one piece, and then because the other leg's gonna be exactly the same, we are just gonna put right on top and just cut the same size. Okay, and then after that, when I finish both sides, both legs, I can then measure the size of elastic that I need for the waist. Okay, so with just a needle and white thread, I'm going to join both sides together. Okay, like this. That's how I do it. Put one on top of the other one, and then I just make a few stitches around. So I'm going to do that on both sides of both elastic pieces. Okay, make a knot at the end of your thread. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back and we're gonna cover this elastic with single crochets, with a single crochet row. So that's how I do it. Fold, put one end on top of the other one, and then I just make a few stitches around it, that. Okay, you can always do on the sewing machine if you have experience enough to do that, it's okay. But I'm teaching everything manually, so that's how I do that's why I do this way. Okay, and then I go a little bit on the other side as well. Make sure this is not gonna open, okay? So finish with a few knots and just make the other one as well. Here making a few knots so it doesn't open, even though it's really hard to open because we will be covering this with single crochets. So after joining these chains with the corner here, okay, because I wanna finish facing right, I wanna flip my bikini like that, okay, and I'm going to start working straight on the chains. So I'm gonna make, in this first chain I have here, just make one single crochet here. That way we can start a bit easier, okay? And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna place this elastic you have behind your work, exactly like that, behind it. You can see. So I'm holding with this hand here. It doesn't, okay, move much. And then you're gonna make one single crochet in each chain and covering the elastic, okay? So you're gonna hold the elastic like that behind your work, okay? You're gonna put the hook through the first chain and behind the elastic pull the yarn and see how the yarn is gonna cover the elastic and make your single crochet. And then go to the next chain and do the same. So the elastic's gonna go together with your chains from before, and so it's gonna be covered this way, okay? So make sure you don't make these stitches too tight, because you need to move this elastic around, okay? So just put the hook through and behind this elastic pull your yarn, and it's already on top of it, as you can see. So yeah, don't make it too tight, because you want to be able to pull it later on when you have more stitches, okay? And always make sure this knot here is placed right in the middle of the legs. That way it's not gonna show on your work, okay? I always place right in the middle here, because when you cover with the single crochets, that part gets a little more thick, so we don't want that to be seen on your work. So in between the legs nobody will see it. So make one single crochet in each chain from before here, okay? So repeat that all the way to the other side of your bikini. just here, and then we're gonna keep covering this elastic here on the main part of this bottom as well. Okay, so just repeat this all the way to the other side, and then I'm gonna show you how to do around the legs. Okay, see, it's covering perfectly. So make sure just before you start working on the side here, just pull the elastic a bit. We want this elastic to be, this bikini to be elasticized on the side, not so much on the main part, but mainly on the sides. Okay, so make sure you pull it a bit, and then you're gonna be making 2 single crochets to each row you have here, so one in between both rows and another one in the middle of each row to really cover this elastic as much as we can. So it will show, but only a little bit on the inside, not on the outside. And this is all on because it's hard to find pink elastic, and so we just cover as much as we can. Okay, and just keep covering it all the way back to the beginning where you started. Okay, so make a last single crochet here, right just before where you started. Okay, and then make a single crochet in that first single crochet from before. And then now we're gonna make a full row of picot stitch, just because we want to finish this bikini exactly like the top, and that's this row here. See, so it's just a copy of that row there. So we're gonna make here 1, 2, 3 single crochets, one in each single crochet from before, and then 2 chains, 1 single crochet in the single crochet you just made here, and then you're gonna skip 1 here and make 3 single crochets again, 2 chains, 1 single crochet in this single crochet you just made, and skip 1 and 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 2 chains, and repeat the same thing again. Skip 1 and 3 again, 2, 3. So repeat this all the way until you're back here again. Okay, and then we can cut this yarn. This side's finished, this side's ready. Okay, and then all you're gonna do is repeat the same thing on the other side. We already cut the elastic, okay, with the same size of this one, and so repeat the same thing on this side, and then we're gonna finish on the waist with another elastic piece for the waist as well, just to make sure it's secure for kids to, you know, dive in the pool or in the ocean, and that, you know how they are, they jump all over the place, and so you need your bikini to be really secure on the body. Okay, and that's why we're gonna add another elastic on the waist as well. Okay, so repeat this row and then repeat the same thing we did on this side to the other side, the 40 chains. Okay, so you're gonna start here and make 40 chains all the way and join here, and then go around with the elastic, and then go around again with your picot stitch. Okay, so to finish this side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip this two in the middle here, because I want this to close like a square here. So I'm going to make a slip stitch just there. So I skip 2 stitches and I made my last slip stitch on the next one. And so this way it's in a square shape like this. And now I'm going to start, so I'm just gonna repeat what I did before. Okay, I'm going to start here on this side with and make 40 chains joining with the front, and then all the rest is gonna be the same for the side bit. So yeah, just make sure you put right on that last stitch, put the hook through, pull it, and I normally make my first chain with both sides of the yarn, and this I can cover after. Okay, so the 40 chains that way, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then joining here on this side just like we did before. Join here, so you can go down that way and add the other elastic to the other side as well. Make the waist here. I cut a piece of elastic, just as you can see, smaller than the full size of the bikini part where you're gonna add the elastic, so it always has to be a bit smaller, okay? Because you want the elastic to hold on your body. And so to do this, to finish this bikini, I'm gonna start on the back. Okay, I'm going to start here right after the side bit on this first stitch here, but it doesn't really matter where you started. Okay, you can start anywhere you want, because we're just gonna be making 2 rows here. So put your hook through any of the stitches and bring both parts of the yarn, bring the yarn back in a loop, and then make your first chain here. After you did that, add the elastic here with this part, these edges to the back here. I want them to be on the back of the bikini, not on the front, because as I said before, it gets a little bit thicker when you single crochet around this part of the elastic, just because it's double. And then here, place your elastic behind your work like we did for the sides, just behind it. Okay, and make 1 single crochet. Here I'm hiding the tail as well, so pull the tail a bit just to make sure that stitch is not a bit open or anything, it's not loose, you know what I mean? And so keep making single crochets. So So I'm single crochet on top of the tail and on top of this elastic as well. If it's a bit hard for you, just forget about the tail and just single crochet around this elastic. So put the hook through the stitch and underneath the elastic, pull it and make your single crochet. Okay, we only need to cover this tail for like 5 stitches or something, and then we can put it aside. Okay, then let's keep making this single crochet. So it's 1 single crochet, each single crochet, and here when you get to this part of your elastic, you can always make 2 single crochets in this same stitch, just to make sure you're gonna be covering all of your elastic. Okay, so that's how it looks like. You can also pull one of the stitches, put on top of it, but it's gonna end up like that because it's gonna be used in the ocean and the pool, so that's the reason why I placed it on the back. So just make 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way until you're back here. And when you're making the sides, make sure you pull your elastics every now and then, because we want this bikini to be stretchy on the sides, not so much on the front and on the back, but mainly on the sides. Okay, so that's why I'm doing just 1 single crochet in each double crochet from before, so until I get to the side bit. So I'm using lycra here as lining for this bikini, and the way I cut it is just, what I do is I just place the fabric right on top of it as it is now, and I cut it with the same shape of the bikini. Okay, so if you stretch here, you see it's just pretty similar. So because this lycra is shiny, I put the shiny side of it to the front, because I want the shiny part to be facing this way, to be on the front of my bikini. So, and the thread I'm using is exactly the same color, and I'm using 1 meter of double thread for this, to stitch this. Okay, I'm only gonna do halfway because the back is really, the stitches are really close together, so it's not see-through, so I don't really need it. And when I get here, I might cut a little bit more here. Okay, so if you have fabric, if you can see that the fabric's more than what you need, you can just, you know, cut before you stitch it, and that's how I do it. But because we had these flowers here and it's really see-through, that's the reason why we need this this lining. So I always start in one of the corners. Okay, so I'm gonna start on this corner here, and as I said before, you can pin it if you want it. Okay, you can put a few pins and, you know, around it, but I don't really need to use pins anymore. I'm just used to do that, so I just start in one of the corners and then I make a double knot here. There's a knot at the end of my thread, and I'm also gonna make another knot just like this here. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut that little bits after, so don't worry about this now. Okay, and as soon as you make that knot, you can go ahead and pull inside the fabric. Okay, I'm not gonna fold it now, I'm not going to worry about that, and I always like to go from up and down like this. So the first stitch is gonna be straight, but all the rest right now they're going to be kind of zigzag. And the reason why I need a stitch like that is because I need this to stretch with the bikini. Go all the way around and make this stitch, and it's very simple. You put straight from the bottom to the top, and this stitch is gonna allow your bikini to stretch. If you want to fold the fabric, if you're making for your client or you know you're selling a product, I would tell you to fold this lining. Okay, fold this lining just a little bit like this. Okay, so but because I'm making just as a tutorial, I'm not doing that. You can also stitch on your sewing machine if you have enough, you know, if you know how to do it, it's fine. But the only difference is here, as you can see, I don't go with the needle, like I don't pass the needle all the way to the other side, so you can't really see the thread on the other side, because I only go halfway with my needle. Okay, so I don't go all the way to the other side of my crochet piece, and that's why you can't really see the thread. If you are stitching on your sewing machine, you definitely need the same color of the yarn you're stitching on. I'm using the same color of the lining, as you can see. So yeah, just to do it on the sewing machine, you need the same color of your yarn. And so what I'm gonna do here is just repeat this stitch all the way around until I'm back here. Okay, and I'm gonna probably cut a little bit of it here, or maybe not. Okay, doesn't matter, I just want it to cover in between the legs. That's where it gets dirty, right here. Okay, and the back part I'm just gonna leave it like that. So I'm gonna finish this, and then I'll show you how it looks like at the end. So I finished sewing the lining around it. Okay, that's how it looks like at the end. If you have any comments, or if you think you got stuck somewhere, you can't understand, just let me know in a comment and I can explain, no worries. and also put a like in this video because it helps me a lot to keep growing my channel and making other tutorials for you guys. Okay, this is how it looks like now. As you can see, it's really elastic. It's like a swimwear, so it will stay on your daughter's body or whatever person is using it. Okay, and so that's how it looks like. It won't be see-through because we have lycra underneath it. Okay, so subscribe to my channel if you like this video, and I'll be adding more videos. Let me know if you want more videos for kids as well. I know there's not many bikinis for kids around. And thank you for watching. Have a good week.